life gets you down, feel the pain all around. Keep the love in your heart and hold your head high. Harbor no hate.
Welcome to the Let That Go show with Kassira McKee and Richard Skipper. This show is based on Kassira's book, Let That Go, where she guides people in completely blessing and releasing people, places, and all kinds of things. Kassira and Richard share personal insights and experiences based on concepts in Kassira's book, with guests and you, their co-hosts. Are you ready to let that go? Let's go.
Hello, Kassira.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Sorry about the late start.
Finally, something was keeping us. Sherry says blame it on Mars.
Yes, well, probably.
Yes.
And also, I can now chat with you, but it comes up as Richard, so I have to sign my name every time I chat with you.
But we're going to figure this out
about
because you are part of the team, so you should be able to go in and add your own comments and everything. So just know
yes, okay.
Well, you'll be acting as me tonight, but you can do your own thing. Let it go.
We are booking, so what do you want?
Yes, we are.
We're like little Hummel. We're like the little Hummel couple. We're like the little Dutch boy and girl.
Little Hummels.
We're Hummels.
Have you let go of anything this week?
Oh, for God's sake! I do it every day. That's why I wrote this book.
Well,
oh yes, I've had a lot to let go of this week. I've had a lot, and I came up with the title of this particular show because I feel it's really healthy to talk about what we're not thankful and grateful for. There's a lot of things we don't like that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
And since everybody's here, is it okay if I read something from my book? And it's because I quote Liz Hay a lot in my book. Louise Hay.
Mm-hmm.
I say on my book, those of you who have it, on page 89, from my favorite book of hers is Heal Your Body A to Z. If you don't have it, please get it. It's a fantastic book. And I'm going further, I'm going beyond what this book, and I'm researching, because I am a pharmacy tech. I'm researching the top 100 drugs, what they treat, and what the metaphysical and or emotional and psychological meanings are for illnesses. But here's what Louise Hay says. And she had cancer, and she wrote a book about cancer and her feelings and resentment. Okay. She says from page 5, being aware that cancer comes from a pattern of deep resentment that is held for a long time until it literally eats away at the body. I knew I had a lot of mental work to do. I immediately began to work with my own teacher to clear old patterns of resentment. We are often so blind to our own patterns. A lot of forgiveness work was in order. So let's think about that for a minute. And let's talk about how we can let go of those things that we're not thankful and grateful for, so we don't harbor that resentment and it doesn't. Everybody. So nobody's listening to me. Everybody's posting about Christmas ornaments.
Well, that's Doug has got his own conversation going.
Yes, Doug has his own Christmas ornament conversation going.
We didn't even need to come on tonight because he had.
No, I think Doug just needs to talk about Christmas ornaments for an hour.
Should we let him just talk for a little bit?
Yeah, Doug, just talk about Christmas ornaments, and we'll just sit here. Go ahead. Okay. So Cherie says, I gave my menorah to my son when he got married. Doug says, "Don't tempt me." No, go ahead, Doug, because I don't think anybody wants to talk about letting go of what they're not thankful for. I think they want to talk about Christmas ornaments. So go ahead. We'll just sit here. No? Okay. Can we continue? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's officially Christmas now for all of you, even the Wiccans. Uh-huh. Okay. Doug says I have gotten rid of some of the ornaments I'm not thankful for that brings up bad memories, so I'm thankful for that. Okay, Doug. Okay. Doug, would you I think you should join us, Doug. Can Doug join us?
Yes, of course he can. Just
Doug,
send,
we're going to send you the link and you just need to come on and talk with us then.
just send him the link. But before he does that, can I address something that I read
Sure.
today? So
Sure.
it's very interesting because I have been decluttering and I've been getting rid of
Mhm.
some things. And I read something today that's really very telling about all of this. It said rather than focusing on these things that we want to let go of, as
Mhm.
we're going through these things, we need to
Mhm.
focus on the things that we actually do want to hold on to.
Yes,
Yes,
but it's kind of it's like salt and pepper. It's like yes or no. They're polar opposites. So without
exactly.
one, there couldn't be another. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, and I want to bring up another thing because when when you originally, I think first of all, I don't think there are any mistakes ever.
Uh huh.
Things happen for a reason,
Hmm.
and you and Aaron, who is watching tonight, thank hello, Aaron.
Is he? I didn't know he
Yes,
was.
yes, he's watching. So when you and
Oh hi,
Aaron
oh, my
went through,
baby. Aaron's my baby.
and
Aaron's.
you went
Oh
through,
Aaron. Oh Aaron Califf. Yes. Oh I thought you meant Aaron. Aaron. Graylord. Okay. Hi
yes,
Aaron Califf.
no, they're both here.
They are.
Yes,
Oh I didn't know Aaron
Aaron
was here. He
Kilgore
didn't
is
even
here as
tell
well.
me.
But
I
you
thought you
and
sent
Aaron
messages, Aaron, and I haven't heard from you. Okay. All right. Yeah.
but you and Aaron came up with the topics for the month. And
Mhm.
the topic for tonight is letting go of things that we're not grateful for.
Mhm.
You may not be aware of this. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But when you originally sent the list, on the list that you sent, it said letting go of things that you're not grateful for.
Oh, thank you so much for pointing that out for the fifth time.
No, no,
Um.
no, but let me finish my thought, Sarah.
Okay.
There's a
Go
reason
ahead.
for this. So
Okay.
when I sent that to Glenn, who did the overlay for it, he
Mhm.
said, and then you said that you wanted this to be letting go of things that you're thankful for. I'm bringing this up for a reason because Glenn said, "Well, is there a difference?"
Mhm.
And I said, "Yes, there is a difference." And I actually
Mhm.
Googled the difference between things that we're thankful for and the things that we're grateful for.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm
Mhm.
glad that you sent it that way so that I was able to address this because it made me look deeper into both areas of
Mhm.
great things that we are grateful for and things that we're thankful for because they are two very separate things.
And what did you discover?
Well, things that we're thankful for are things that are, they can be things that are in our lives that we uh, thank God that we have in our lives on a regular basis. But things that we're grateful for are those aspects of our lives. Like, I'm grateful that you're in my life. I'm also thankful that you're in my life. But there's a very big difference, Natasha Lombardi. That's a good thing for us to ask everyone, what they
Mhm.
think the difference is between the two.
Mhm.
Because, for me, uh, I have a gratitude list, and I do my gratitude list every morning. I've got this tickle in my throat. But there are so many things that I am very thankful for. Um, for you, what does the difference mean for you?
Well, you know, here's the psychological explanation of that question. Thankfulness is an emotion. Gratitude is an attitude. of appreciation
Mm-hmm.
under any circumstances. And when you and I were talking about this show, and I said, oh, it's Thanksgiving. I think I'd like to change this word from what we're not grateful for to what we're not thankful for. And then I looked it up, and thankful is an emotion where gratitude is an attitude. Think about that for a minute, you guys. And so there's a lot of things I'm thankful for.
Well,
Yet let me tell you what I'm not grateful or thankful for. Can I just go down my list and you guys can just tell me what you think? By the way, Doug, we just sent you the link and you need to join our show. Um,
and if
I
Aaron,
am not.
wants to come on too, because I want to talk.
Okay. Okay.
So,
You're all welcome. So here's the deal. I'm not emotionally thankful for war. I'm not thankful for COVID-19. I'm not thankful for diseases and illnesses that kill people. I'm not thankful for mass shootings. Okay. And sometimes, in the third dimension, everything is so slow. And I'm not thankful for how slow it goes. However, I realize, and Danielle's going to understand this. I know a lot of you are going to understand, but Danielle's really going to understand this. If things went at warp speed in the third dimension like we wanted them to, I think we'd make a lot of mistakes. I think the third dimension is slow for a reason. I think the third dimension exists for us to maybe think about it before we actually really cement what we wanted to, poof out there. I call it poofing, which is magical. But when we say poof, we have this magical poof and go poof, maybe we need a little bit more time to think about it before we poof things and people. You know what I mean? Poof, and I have had many experiences in the third dimension where something holds me up from getting someplace, getting behind the wheel and driving somewhere. And then minutes later, I find out there was a wreck on the very street that I was going to drive down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a magical protective thing that happens in the third dimension that protects us from things when we communicate with higher consciousness. When we consciously communicate with higher consciousness, I believe that higher consciousness holds us back in many ways from getting somewhere or doing something because there's a reason. It's we're being protective. Yes, Doug McAllister, you have so poofed before. Yes, you have.
Well,
he's waiting for by the way, he's waiting for the link. We need to bring him on. I want to have more people. I want to have more of you guys on because I just love all of you and you're on our page.
Did you send him the link?
Did you send him the link? I didn't. Did you? Oh, you want me to send him the link?
I thought you were sending him the link.
No, okay, I'll do it. Hang on.
Send him the link. And while you're doing that, I want to acknowledge Aaron Grelor, because
yeah.
I want to talk about this topic and Aaron. Because when I voted on Tuesday, Aaron, I voted and I said I'm voting for the good of all concerned. And I've been saying that as thank you, as I've walked out the door with every interaction that I've done, with everything that I've been doing since we did our last show together. And
there's a lot going on with both of us.
Yes,
there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with you, and you created that, by the way.
And I do believe very much so that in terms of the way that people voted this week, people voted in a way of voting for the things that they voted against the things that they no longer wanted in their lives. Because
I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not like. I'm not analyzing what just happened, because I'm neither Democratic or Republican, so I'm in the middle. I think there was this expectation that there was what they call a red wave, that a red wave was going to occur, and it didn't occur. And I looked, I don't really go, oh, that's great. I observe, I just observe, and I say to myself, oh, isn't it interesting that that happened?
Well, this
You
idea,
know,
if we can talk about this for just a moment, because
sure.
that's a very interesting thing. This idea of a red wave was the idea that was based on, that was a projection. That was the projection based on basically wishful thinking on the part of many people, that they were hoping.
And it was also media.
Of
And
course it was.
here's what's interesting, you guys. Uh Doug, I sent you the link. Come join us. Here's what's interesting. Um, it was just plain old voting. It was just plain old voting. That's all it was. And it was the media that was pushing this idea that we were going to have some sort of red wave, and it didn't happen. And everybody was like, "Oh, isn't that interesting?" And I'm like, "Why aren't you surprised? We're not." I think more and more people are not buying into what the media is predicting. Why aren't you surprised? We're not. I hear you echoing, Doug.
He's in
Hi, Doug.
Santaland.
Hi.
Oh, sorry. I got to turn.
Doug, you're so hysterical. So Dee says,
Does that mean I've been puffed or poofed?
no, you're pooped.
Oh.
So Danielle says, Kasira, I was told more blanks, not registered Denver Republican, voted than ever before. Yes, there are more and more of us independents crawling out of the woodwork. Yeah. Yes, Danielle, Doug absolutely looks like Father Christmas. Ah! Oh my God.
You're in the Christmas mood.
Yeah. You know what?
White Christmas today. I'm ready.
Okay. Doug is so up his butt in Christmas. I'm not kidding you. He's ready to go now.
Well, I'm nesting. Because
okay.
I'm very not great. I'm very not grateful that I have to have my shoulder replaced, but I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful
that's
that
why
there are people that can do it.
Well, I was hoping you would say that. That was my intention, that you would talk about this, because Doug is about to embark on a major surgery, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and it's happening really quickly. And shoulder cuff surgery, we're not playing. Okay, we're not playing with shoulder surgery or any sort of joint
I'm not
surgery.
either. They're not going to fix it. They're going to take it out and put in a bionic one. I'm ready.
Yeah. And the things are gonna go off at the airport. He's gonna be, searched as a terrorist, probably. I don't know.
You never know who's listening.
That's right. Yeah, well, everybody's listening, and guess what? I don't have a damn thing to hide. So Doug, since you said it, and since everybody was really entertained about it, talk to me about the Christmas decorations you love that you're letting go of.
Well, I loved them at the time because they were all my Christmas stuff is connected with memories and feelings, right? Well, over the last several years.
Did you hear that? As soon as you said that, the cuckoo clock went off.
I heard it. That was confirmation. That was confirmation.
Of me or
magical things are happening in this group, people. I'm telling you. Magical things are happening in this group.
But after getting
Danielle should really appreciate, everybody on this list should appreciate that cuckoo going off. Okay.
After I got divorced, after about 5 years ago, after getting divorced, those same memories aren't the same memories that I used to have with that Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So those are out of here. And I'm forging with new memories.
Well, I want to acknowledge that for a moment, Doug.
Yeah.
Because I'm writing a show that I'm doing for a benefit for the church directly across the street from me called Christmas Memories. And I was thinking, and when I'm writing a show, I perform it out loud around the house. And I was thinking about Christmas memories the other day. And I literally began to I burst into tears. and I started crying because it began to evoke memories of my grandparents who are no longer here. I began to think about my first Christmas in New York when I was alone in New York. These memories, but think about this. I mean, this holiday evokes so many things in so many people because we
Mhm,
have these ornaments that we put in boxes year
mhm,
after year after year. And every year we open these boxes
mhm.
and we pull these objects out of these boxes that evoke uh, so many memories. And we put them on a tree. And as Kasira has pointed out on more than one occasion, this is a pagan holiday, and there's such
Originally it
originally,
was.
but
Originally it was.
there is something about the
Doug,
fact.
what are you showing? Doug, what are you doing?
Uh,
Is this Christmas?
his
Doug, is this
reindeer,
your
his
Doug, is
That's a
this your
reindeer.
Christmas?
memory that every year when someone in the family passes, an ornament is created. And my mom always used to play the piano. And so my son created this one.
Wow.
So that's why they all take a while to come out because then I have a little tear and uh, I got my dad's got one of a Scotchman. Um, but yeah, that's right. And they're not. I don't know if I have any bad memories, but
But in addition to that, this is the one time of the year that you hear songs. And Kasira and I talked about this the other day because Kasira, um, when I mentioned television specials, you had a very visceral response to it, which is the complete opposite of mine, everybody.
Oh, listen, I hate the old 50s and 60s and 70s Christmas reruns. I hate them. They're just, to me, they're just done and they're just over. And when I watch them, I don't get this warm, squeezy feeling. I get like, oh my God, that's so antiquated. And I don't even, I mean, I watch new stuff, but not the corny Hallmark stuff. Like, if there's a new Christmas movie coming out or whatever, I'll watch it or whatever. But I don't,
just a moment. Let me mute me.
your little
No, don't
doggies
mute, don't
barking.
mute. The dog is in
It's
agreement.
okay, Poo Poo. The dogs. I've got a dog asleep
Is
behind
she
me.
barking?
Can you see? Oh, you can't see her. I've got Lotus asleep in the dog bed behind me.
Oh
Um,
I
boy.
love these. I
I know
love.
you do, and I know a lot of people that do. But here's the thing: psychologically and emotionally, I don't have good memories of my childhood years. It was full of instability and abuse. And when I watch those shows, it reminds me of the instability and the abuse, even during the holidays. And so I don't require those, they don't bring back lovely memories for me. I like the new stuff. Like, I like, I like the Shrek specials, I like the new stuff and the new elf stuff. To me, it's cute and it's modern and it's new and it's what we watch now. Um, the Christmas holiday for me is not, don't get mad at me, everybody. It's not a Christian holiday for me anymore. I did grow up that way. I really like more metaphysical type things that come out during the winter for winter solstice. I um I it's just me. It's just me. I like the modern stuff that speaks to me more. Doug, you keep moving around and I see all your Christmas
I'm,
porn behind you.
I'm
It's
sorry.
like Christmas porn behind you.
It is Christmas morning.
You are so Christmased out.
I
But here's the thing. I think when it comes to Christmas, I'm more of a Noel kind of girl, and I enjoy the lights. I enjoy the gift giving. I enjoy the food, and the lights, the decorations. I really enjoy that part of it. So I'm really more of a Yule Noel kind of gal.
yeah. Well, I
And I realize some people they are Christian, and it is the reason for their season. It's my whole family is Christian or ish, and that's you know, and
I
they love it.
Now,
people.
I have a question for you, Doug. Now, because I know that part of this, if I'm not mistaken, is because you are having the surgery, as far as the decorating being up now. But
Uh,
do you always decorate early? And if so, when does your decorating start?
well, it has started. It, it has started.
A month ago,
It has started the second week of October before.
a month ago.
It goes about a feeling. If I wake up and I think, I'm ready. I need to do this because it's the memories and all of that. I love to watch people. Yeah, it started with me as the Christian holiday, and that's a lot of my memories and singing and training it. But I love watching how everyone celebrates it, whether they call it Hanukkahmas or all these different blends. The fact is that they're thinking of others and they're doing good work. It doesn't matter who they call it, whether it's, a spirit or however,
Mhm.
it's all leading us in the right direction to do good for people. And I do a lot, uh, get involved more and more with our resource center here and do answering the phones and stuff like that, which is can be challenging in itself. But everybody's here on this earth for a reason, and nobody wakes up to kind of screw you around. So I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's a feeling that it gives me that I really enjoy it.
Mhm.
I
So,
put
Doug,
my
what are you at this time of year, Doug? I want to acknowledge, by the way, what Howard Tucker said.
can I
Howard, I went to a mostly Jewish high school, so I grew up with Jews, and I am very familiar with Hanukkah. I'm very familiar with Passover. I've attended many celebrate Jewish celebrations, and Hanukkah was fantastic. And they used to, I mean, I used to call myself a Christian in high school because my family was Christian. So they used to put the chopped liver in the shape of a cross or a fish to make me happy. I'm like, okay, thanks, but I love chopped liver, so I don't care. So no, I'm serious. They did that,
that was a theme
and
in my
so
show yesterday.
and and then I ended up being in kosher catering in New York, and then I ended up one summer being the hospitality director for Camp Ramah in Massachusetts for 800 Orthodox Jews, and I loved it. I had the best time. They were really quite metaphysical people, actually. So thank you, Howard, for saying that about Hanukkah. And it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Ramadan. I don't, whatever it is that you're celebrating this year. Um, I feel like you know, everybody's got something that they're not thankful for this year that kind of gets it, I think we use the holidays as a band-aid sometimes to sort of band-aid the injuries and what's going on the planet. It helps us distract ourselves, the lights, the food, the ceremony. It helps us distract ourselves a little bit from what's really going on, which is why I said that right now, this time of year, I'm not thankful for the war in Ukraine. Now, it's my intention that Ukraine will get through this. Okay,
Hmm.
it's my intention that they will. But there's a lot of unrest going on all over our country.
So what do you
I mean,
focus?
I'm sorry,
Grateful
all
or
over the
thankful?
planet and in our country.
What do you focus on?
And
Grateful or thankful?
I'm talking about being emotionally thankful or not thankful for certain things. But you can talk about not being grateful for things. It's okay with me, Doug.
So I didn't know. I was intrigued at the beginning where we had the difference
Well,
between.
again, thankful is emotional and grateful is an attitude.
I'm hardly emotional. You know that. So
I haven't discovered that with you. Okay, well,
Can I
you and
get
my dad would get along great.
can I get
Um,
the Christmas story of the week?
oh please.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So one Christmas, Danny and I, Danny's cousin and his then husband, and he was married. Well, he's been married 4 times. He's was married twice to 2 women, and he's been married to 2 men. So he's on his
Well, he's gotten around.
He's gotten married. He's on his fourth marriage now. If he's watching,
Well,
but
let's see what he's grateful or thankful for.
so they were here, and but his first husband did not want to be here, and it was obvious. And I had planned this big dinner, and it was obvious from the moment that they got here that this guy, he was miserable, did not want to be here. So he kept
Okay.
getting up every time I would bring another course to the table. He would get up to go and smoke another cigarette, and he was constantly going out and smoking, and this was going on throughout the dinner. And when I brought the main course out, they announced that they were all leaving, and they left, and I was depressed like you wouldn't believe. So
Oh.
Danny, it affected my whole Christmas. It was Christmas Eve, so I laid down on the sofa. This is going to take a turn like you're not expecting. So I laid down on the sofa to watch Auntie Mame, which was on TCM.
Well,
And
and what better way to
right,
medicate yourself than with
and my
Auntie May?
cat
Yeah.
Nala lies on my chest, and Danny says, "I'm going to bed." And Danny goes up to bed, and Nala, my cat, who I loved, let out a yawn and died on my chest. And so
Oh.
you weren't expecting that. I told you it's going to take a turn you weren't expecting. So Danny, I I am like hysterical downstairs. I screamed that Nala has died. Danny said, "You are overreacting. Nala did not die." I said, "Nala has died." So Danny comes running down the stairs, thinks because I'm hysterical.
Yeah.
So Danny comes down the stairs. He picks up Nala and could not believe that this had actually happened. On
Mhm.
top of all this, every year on Christmas Day, I would get a phone call from Carol Channing, and she would always say, "Hello, Richard. This is Carol.
Hello, Richard
Uh,
Carol.
I'm your Christmas Carol." And she would call me.
Oh.
Yeah, she would call me every year, and she didn't
Mm.
call me this Christmas. So then, and I was miserable about the fact that I didn't get this call from Carol. So the next day, this is the 26th now, the phone rings, and it said on the caller ID, Harry Collegian. And I looked at it, and I answered the phone, and I sang, "Hello, Harry." Well, hello, Harry, as I always did. And it was his daughter, Missy. And no, Richard, it's Missy. And then I said, "Well, hello, Missy." "Well, hello, Missy." She says, "No, I'm calling to let you know that Dad died yesterday. Harry
Oh.
died on Christmas Day, as
Mm.
you may or may not know." That Christmas was like the most miserable Christmas. And I mean, talk about everything that was circling around that. And I know of people who have had these traumatic things that have happened on major holidays, whether it be Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, whatever.
Yes.
And that evokes a memory year after year after year in their lives. And,
Mhm.
thank God, I mean, you go on with your lives, but I mean,
Mhm.
I just can't even imagine, those families who have those types of memories on top
Mhm.
of that they have to carry around with them as well.
Mhm.
Danielle said that she had many relatives pass on Christmas too. The
Mm.
Australians really love to do that for some reason.
Have you seen what they eat on thank Christmas?
Oh God, I love an Italian. The Italian Christmas is my new Christmas. I don't do traditional American food. I do Italian food, baby. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, as you can see, I'm not very reverent about anything. So,
Oh, you're very reverent about your Christmas decorations.
well, there's some I can't ever show you on screen. So,
Yes, I realize that. I know that about you. Um,
Oh,
you know,
Howard, I'm sorry.
you're right, Richard. Right after a race family Thanksgiving, oh, Howard, I'm sorry.
oh,
So can we get back on subject because we
sure.
only have 10 minutes left?
Okay.
But I'd like to hear from everybody what you're not thankful for right now. What are you not thankful for right now? I already told you I'm not thankful for war. I'm not thankful for disease. I'm not thankful for uh, you know, uh, mass shootings. I'm not thankful for sometimes how slow the third dimension is. What are you guys? What are you guys not thankful for? And it's anything. Oh, D. Okay, so in my book, I talk about why we. That's a good question, D. D says, Kasira, what page of your book is family holidays? It's on the page of why we hold on to traditions on page 141. I knew someone. This is, all the stories I tell in my book are true stories about real people, and um, I had a friend that went to their whole family went skiing in Colorado every Christmas, and then when the parents died, they all continued to try to go there, but it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. They've been going there all their lives. They would go on a Christmas skiing trip to Colorado. And then when her parents died, it just wasn't the same. And they changed the way they did the holidays because without the parents, they just couldn't recreate what they had before. And that's totally understandable because guess what? Her parents were the glue that held all that together. And they changed their holiday. They changed it. And now people either stay home or they go visit each other on holidays or not. But they don't go skiing anymore in Colorado because it's just the feeling just wasn't the same without her parents
But if I
being
could
there.
say something about that, I mean, I grew up, and I've talked about this, I grew up with a large family on both sides of my family. And on the Skipper side of my family, they were more cohesive in terms of getting together, especially on the holidays, than on
Mm,
my mom's side of the family. I left home when I was 18, and growing up and living in New York, I've created my own uh, traditions and
mhm,
how I spend the holidays.
mhm,
And and this and I know it's easy for me to say this, but I think that to hold on and just saying, it's not the same, and to hold on to that, I think is dangerous as well. And I think that people need to be able at some point to let go and to be open to
mhm.
finding new ways of
New
looking
ways of yes,
of
yes.
celebrating the holiday.
Because the holidays are just they're just stuffed down our throats by the media and commercials and stuff. And you know, and Pico says not thankful for inflation and heating costs. Don't blame you. And uh, Sherry says not thankful I have to move since my rent went up. Yes, I gotcha. You know, not thankful for Howard says not thankful for negativity of three docs after my stroke as it was. I am grateful for nurse I met in hospital. Good for you. So, here's the thing. In my book, there are prayers to release all this stuff. At the end, there are affirmation prayers, templates for all kinds of stuff. And I let go of what I don't like and what I'm not grateful for or thankful for all the time. So, and if you have the book, really utilize the prayers at the end of the book. It's not just about the book and explaining everything. At the end of the book, there are templates to let go of anything. And what we're not thankful for, or thankful is an emotion. Grateful is more of an ego mind thing. Yet, Natasha says not thankful for a slip and foil on my brick sidewalk. And yeah, sorry,
And I
Natasha.
want to respond to Sherry for just a moment. Sherry,
Uh-huh.
I years ago, I stopped giving into the commercialism, and it's a
Oh
choice.
yeah, you
It's
gotta.
a choice that people make. Danny and I, we agree. I mean, for me, the holidays are about dinners and being with friends.
Yes.
We have lots of people over. We have parties. We have friends, and I do not go crazy buying presents for friends. And rather than rushing around trying to buy the perfect gift for someone, give someone a card and put in the card, pick a date and a time, and let's get together for dinner. That's all you need to put in the card. That's it, folks. Put in the card, get together for dinner. And nothing is better than that gift. And it's the perfect gift.
I love that. I love it when friends take me out to dinner for Christmas. We give each other a little something, whatever, a little something, something. That's really the best, is just the human connection. And I think that's what people like about sometimes their families. But, somebody mentioned earlier that the holidays were about fights. And I had that on my mother's side. No, everybody could not get along at the
Sarah, you don't
same
know what you're
time.
talking about.
What?
I'm joking.
That was
I
really
was
weird.
joking with
That
you.
was really weird. That scared me for a minute.
Ah,
But my father's family, Christmas was about my grandparents in the little house they lived in, and the whole family would just pack themselves into this little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. And everybody would use the same bathroom for hours. And we didn't care because it was my grandparents that held that glue together. When they died, that was over. It was over. Because to me, it really is about people. It really is about people and the experience we share with people. But I encourage everyone to, if there's something you really are not grateful or thankful for this season, and if you have the book, please look at the affirmative prayers in the back, and please allow yourself the time to say those out loud and let go of what you're not thankful or grateful for, and not hold on to them, for your own peace of mind and well-being and health. That's that's the bottom line.
Well, I'm thankful for you, Kasira, every
Well,
day.
I'm thankful for you, my love, and Doug, my Dougie.
I'm thankful for both of you.
Oh,
No,
sweet love.
serious. No, I am not thankful that enough people have joined this journey that you guys have started. Um, my life this year has been a difference. You've made a difference in my life and
Oh,
caused
thank
me to
you, Dougie.
think differently. I agree with you. Um, my husband and I, we don't give gifts really. We give. It has to be consumable, either by food or usable by the ear. So we either go on a trip or we eat. We go for dinner or we take
Mhm.
people and do an activity. It has to happen within the year. If I get one more tchotchke that I have to give to a charity, I don't know what I'll do.
Okay, I'm not going to give you
Except for because
another
has good
seahorse
tchotchke.
thing.
Because
No, there's a whole movement.
diamond.
Wait, you just hopped over that, Richard.
No, I no. He
Okay,
heard
I'm
it.
not going to give you another seahorse lamp.
And doing my new symbol is worm, right?
No, what?
That's
What
another.
happened to seahorse?
Oh, it's there too, but worm is helping me do some things.
Well, that's just weird. Okay. I don't know what that is, and we'll have to talk about that. So I see that some
Oh,
people have had relatives pass away on holidays. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get that. I that happened with me and my grandfather and my grandmother right after the
on,
holidays. It
on
was it
the
was.
next day,
I'm
and
sorry.
I don't know why it's not for me, but a lot of people do focus on the negative, like so and so passed away on this day, and they remember
Sure.
it every year. It's like their own version of Day of the Dead or something.
Yeah.
And I try to switch that off to let's celebrate some good memories that you had. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's inevitable that people are going to go. So why don't we
Sure.
celebrate their birthdays or whatever? I
Well, in
got
in
around.
my chapter on thoughts of feelings, I talk about grief and how grief is a multi-layered onion, and grief is not a feeling. Grief is a casserole of feelings, if you will, and it could be anything depending on how the person passed away. And so that's a whole other conversation. Grief is a whole other different kind of conversation, which I think we've had before, Richard, on one of the shows. We've talked about
Yes, we
grief.
did. We did.
And have allowing grief to hang over a special occasion, to me, is just not healthy. It's just not healthy. Um, there are some cultures that do that over and over and over and over and over again, but we don't have to do that as Americans. You know, we can let that stuff go so we can actually enjoy the special event.
But I love, is it the Mexican culture that celebrates the Day of the Dead?
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite holidays, Dia de los Muertos. They do it here in Santa Fe. They do it in Mexico. They do it in all of the Latin countries, but really in Mexico.
Unfortunately,
And
they're connecting it with Halloween a lot, but
unfortunately,
it,
well, that's yeah, well, it's but Dia de los Muertos is not on Halloween. It's on November 2nd or 3rd, depending
right.
on the year. And some in Mexico, they go to the graveyards with food and drink and candles and music, and they celebrate with their people that have passed over. Some other people do it a little more quietly and a little more somberly. Yet, yes, they're celebrating with all of their ancestors that have passed away before, and it's really fun. Actually, it's really fun. They make it a fun thing. It's not a somber thing. It's a fun thing. You know, which is why I like it.
Sherry, when someone gives you a check, pay it forward. Take it to a soup kitchen. Take it, and make it. Give it to someone else. Give it to a homeless person. If you feel that it's sometimes, some people don't have the thought process to think about going shopping or something. Uh,
Mhm.
it, it's very interesting that we sometimes want to judge what goes on in someone's mind in terms of the choices they make, and I'm very, very guilty of that myself.
What do you
Um,
mean you're guilty? I hate that word guilty. You know that.
well, I'm responsible for doing that. Is that better?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Or
How's
you
that?
just observe that, or you just observe that you do that. That's
I
all.
observe the fact that I do that,
Okay. Okay.
and I think that if someone gave me if somebody if anybody wants to give me a check, I will gladly take it. I'm just letting you all know that, and I'm
No,
sure
we're
that
working on that.
Sarah
We're working
and
on
Doug
that,
feel the
and me
same way.
too. We're both working on that. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. Um, but if somebody hands you a check and you don't feel that there's a lot of meaning behind it, pass it on to the next person you meet.
Mhm.
You need to order new contacts. Mom was just too lazy. Only went out for hair or doctor appointments. Um, just don't get the contact lenses mixed up. That could be dangerous.
So we're headed towards the end of the show. This took a different turn than I was expecting, but I'm all for it. I'm open. I'm open.
If
This
we
is what
feel,
it's called
feel so
fluid.
I know
responsible,
this is what the show is about. We just kind of we this group just goes through this stream of consciousness, and we just
Now, I want to say
explode.
next Sunday, we're not going to be here next Sunday, but we are going to do it on Monday. Did you pick a time for Monday, Casera?
You just no, baby. You just decide. It's okay with me. You just
Well,
I'm
I'm gonna defer to you because we've got the book club as well. So it's going to be whatever time you decide. But we will be here Monday for whatever time you
What
choose.
time is the book club?
That's up to you as well. Everything is in your ballpark
No,
tonight.
I think that we decided that they uh Howard Kasira, I did not confront a doc who was so negative after my
Yeah,
stroke.
cuckoo is
He noted I was a small percent who recovered, and he didn't want to give me false hope. He said he gave me little hope. Did I? I don't know, darling. Did you? What did you? I don't know what you did. I think you just said I'm going to be well anyway. Isn't that what you did, Howard? I would say you just decided. You decided, Howard. So I don't know. Monday we're doing the book club at 6. And we'll do the show at 7:30. We'll do this show
okay.
at 7:30
So next Monday, everybody, 7:30 show
Eastern time. Eastern time. Yeah,
Eastern time
it's a
next.
little bit different next week. Yeah, we're trying to accommodate Richard's schedule,
Uh,
and
I'm going to be away. Well, Monday, Sunday. I'm, but Sunday is also called Beautiful Day. That's an actual
Mm.
day just to go out and celebrate the beauty in the world. So I'm going to. That wasn't my plan, but I discovered that today in terms of my planning for the week. So I think we should all do that next Sunday.
All right, whatever you want. I hope you guys enjoyed. This show was really weird, and I loved it.
Oh, I apologize to anybody I might
Ah,
have offended
why? Why are you
with my
apologizing?
flippant attitude, but that's me.
I didn't pick up on a flippant attitude tonight.
No, no, I didn't either.
That's how I
No,
handle. That's how I
My
handle
Dougie
stress and
Wuggy.
grief.
So I would like to say something to Howard because I love Howard dearly, and Howard is
Yes.
probably one of the most magnanimous people that I know. He's
Uh-huh.
got a heart bigger than Texas. Um,
Right.
but Howard, none of us on this planet are responsible for how other people go through life, what they say,
Yeah.
what they do, anything. We are only responsible for how we respond to those people. And
And where did you learn that, my love?
well, I learned it through you, of course.
Okay.
But
I
yes,
talk about it a lot. Yeah.
yes, of course. But if you feel that this doctor is not giving you what you need from the doctor, uh,
What
the
you
good news,
require and desire.
what you require and desire, there
Mhm.
are a lot of other doctors out there,
Hey,
and
yeah.
you just let him know. I'm sorry, you're
That's
worth.
that's unacceptable. That's not what I believe. Uh-huh.
No,
Uh-huh.
and it's true of, and it's very interesting. I mean, first of all, I'm going to be 62 on my next birthday. I think Casera, you are too, aren't you?
In next July. Mhm.
Yes, I'm going to be there before you. But I've just reached a point where I'm going, as I go into the next chapter of my life, the next year of my
Mhm.
life. Why do we accept it? Why should we go through life not asking for what we desire or require in our lives?
Well, it's not about asking. It's about having a determination.
Mhm,
It's just, that's why I hate the word I hate the word hope. I really hope. Well, hope is a good place to start. I'm not going to lie. Yet I find, it's my determination or my intention that this is going to happen. It's my determination or my intention. It's not that I just hope it's going to come out of the ethers. It's my intention and determination. That's how I've relocated so many times to different cities. It was my determination and intention.
mhm,
And next year, as you know, I'm leaving Santa Fe. It's my determination that I'm leaving Santa Fe. I'm bored. I'm going back to Louisiana. I'm going back to New Orleans where it's fun
mhm,
because I require and desire fun in my life, which I'm not having in Santa Fe. So, it's all about determination and intention. Can everybody write that down? It's all about determination. Now, we've had discussions about expectations. I'm not talking about expectations of other people. And I'm not talking about expectations of ourselves because we can be really hard on ourselves with our expectations, can't we, Richard?
absolutely. You wanna
We've
repeat that?
talked about that. We've talked about that. However, if it's your determination and your intention to co-create something, make it, do it. Do it. Have a determination, have an intention. It may not turn out the way you pictured it because we create with what? Each other and higher consciousness or God or whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. We create with each other and higher consciousness. We don't create alone. So it may look a little bit different, yet it will look a lot like what you thought it would look like, and sometimes even better, you know? Yeah, easy for you to say, Sherry, when everything closes at 10 o'clock in Santa Fe. Uh huh. No, no, baby. Even Dallas is more fun than Santa Fe. Dallas is open much later.
At least till
Yeah.
2.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
Doug, I wanna go to Doug for a moment.
Okay.
Doug, how are you feeling? I mean, Tuesday is a big day for you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little anxious. I can't lie. You see, I had two things going on. I had two or three teeth pulled 2 weeks ago, so I've got that going on, waiting to have bridges and things done. Well, I kind of had a little hemorrhage 2 nights ago and woke up with my pillow kind of red, and it was scary. And
Oh,
my
honey, you didn't tell me that. I'm sorry. I
I
apologize.
didn't. Well, why not do it? So I've stopped taking my blood thinners and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just. It's like when I had my foot surgery. I had both done at the same time. I don't. If I'm going to be up and in bed and being taken care of, I might as well just have it all done.
So, what does the doctor say as far as the recuperation process?
Well, he says about 3 weeks I'll be in a sling and pretty much do nothing, and then I'll start feeling better, and then about a year I'll be like new. But
Okay. So you get
I'll
a year vacation. Okay.
I'll know. I know I'll push it from carrying, lifting and carrying things. But luckily, I don't write with that hand. Um,
Well, I have two words for you. Happy holidays.
oh, I wanted to ask you: are you going to sing Christmas memories in your
Uh,
show?
no, I'm opening with We Need a Little Christmas. Howard, I hope you can come to the show. Howard has been to many of my shows. So I hope you can come to the show, Howard, if you're available.
Because that Christmas memory song gets me crying all the time.
Uh, I'm
Oh, mine is Merry Christmas Star. Mine is Karen Carpenter.
that
That's
song is being sung in the show by someone.
I sing the shit. I said it. I sing the shit out of that song. I said it out loud. Yes,
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I brought the house down one time at Birdland years ago with Billy Stritch with that song, and it was fantastic. I love that song so much. To me, that's a contemporary song. That's a contemporary Christmas song to me.
Well, if anybody goes, take some footage of it. I want to see it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Okay, so
I,
we've got to sign off, don't we?
yes, we're going to be signing off in just a moment. So Danny Miller is here, and he says, I want to go to that Christmas show. I am so excited to be performing again. It's been a long time. So let's see. Great song. I sing Karen also. I am alto soprano. Uh, Sherry, come up to New York and we'll sing together. Or the next time I'm in Myrtle Beach, we'll sing together. Christmas Memories and Merry Christmas, Darling are gems. Kasira, do you want to say any closing remarks as we?
No, I'm good. I think this was a really interesting conversation. It kind of went left field, but I love it. I love it that what we do has kind of a journey of its own, and I really appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, look in the back of your books, of your Let That Go books, and look at the templates for letting go of anything. Look at those out loud affirmative prayers. That's why I wrote the book, to give you a tool to let go of stuff, people, places, and all kinds of things. So please look at the back of your books and please release any negativity. I say this because I love you. Please release any negativity you have around anything, especially this time of year. Please do it for your own happiness, well-being, and health.
It's important that we do so. And
And next week on Monday, what's our show title, my love?
what is the title for it? It's
Let me look it up.
look it
'Cause I
up
did this.
because I don't want to get it wrong.
Oh, you wanna
And
get it
while you're
wrong.
looking that up, I just want to say, you know, this time of year, um, be patient with each other, and a lot of times we uh, are not patient with ourselves. We feel
Right.
we're
It's
constantly
those expectations. Yeah.
expectations, and that's right. And I'm so looking forward to having this conversation because this taps in to something that Sherry touched upon tonight, uh,
Uh-huh.
and that is the commercialism of this
Yes.
holiday,
Yeah, we
and
talked about that.
that the fact that the commercialism of this holiday is very much tied into what we're talking about next week, because that's an expectation.
Yeah, well, next week's show on Monday the 21st is called Holiday Obligations versus Desires. Yeah.
Yes. And on that note, Doug,
I
thank you.
love you all, and thank you, my
Bye,
Dougie
y'all.
Doug. Thank you,
And
Dougie,
Doug, I
Dougie
want to thank
Fresh.
you for being there for me today. So
You're
thank you.
I'm about to be there in a minute.
Yes, darling.
You are? Thank you. Doug created the overlay, my design for tomorrow's show, and he's designing the one for Friday's show. So,
Good.
and Danielle,
My home office.
I want to thank Danielle because she designed the one for Wednesday. I want to tell everybody on Wednesday night, Danielle and I are co-hosting a show together about empaths and setting boundaries on social media.
Awesome.
And on Thursday, Dr. Judy Bloom is going to be back, and Danielle also designed the work for that. So, Doug and Danielle, thank you for being there for me. And
Great.
Sarah, thank you for always being there for me. I
Thank
love
you,
you all.
darling. You're welcome.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love you
Love
guys.
you all, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Love
Goodbye.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
It's gonna be a brighter day. Don't worry. It's gonna be a brighter day. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. It's gonna be a brighter day. Don't worry. It's gonna be a brighter day. Don't worry. So don't let nothing get you down. There's goodness all around. Keep the love in your heart and hold your head high. Give all the love and kindness you can to every child, woman, and man. Just know that